I'm no historian of Christianity by any means, but my impression is that until somewhere between a century and a half century ago, Christian thought, Christian teaching was, very much front stage was the idea of hell and the idea of punishment. I think that has been much less emphasized in the last century or half century. If I take what you just said, how important is the idea of punishment? I mean, that is making right the innocent people who have suffered on earth is one aspect of justice, and it's the one that's consoling and pleasant for us to think of if it really is true. But the other side of justice is punishment. How do you think a modern Christian should think about that question of punishment of those who do evil?
Well, of course, in the Middle Ages, people's imagination ran riot with Dante and so on. But the thing that weighs with me most is something that I remember thinking about when I was very young. The central statement in the whole of the Bible about the love of God is something that many people have learned. For God so loved the world that he gave his only Son, that whoever believes on him should not perish, but have eternal life. And I remember being forcibly struck by that the strongest assertion of the love of God you get in the whole of the Bible contains that statement that it's possible to perish. Now, we all wrestle with this because we don't like it. We just do not like it, if we're honest. But again, I found C.S. Lewis very helpful. Because when you get rid of all the medieval pictures of hell, and you'll notice that Jesus preached this mostly to bigoted religious people who thought they had the truth. That is very, very remarkable to see that. If people say to God, I don't want you. When Jesus came, he did wonderful miracles. He healed people. He brought them back to sanity. But sometimes they looked at what they did and said, leave. He left. He will never invade your personality because that would be to turn you into a robot again. And the central appeal of Christianity is, I've just said it to you, God loved the world. He's looking for a response. He's not looking for people being forced to do something. So if they say no, he will honor their choice. Now, what does that mean? And C.S. Lewis is very helpful here. He says, you think about it. Whether you believe in God or not, for the past year, God's been very good to many of us. He's put food on our table. He's given us our talents that put us in a brilliant university. And all the things that have been flowing to us, we may never have said thank you. But it is the fact. Suppose all that was removed. Suppose we say no to God, I don't want you in my life, and God gets out of our life. I believe that's what the Bible means, at least in its initial stages, by hell. It's honoring what we've asked for. It's not sending people to hell. That is a very dangerously wrong metaphor. It's that God honors your choice. And if you say no to God, even though it hurts him, the cross shows you what he thinks of you and how much he loves you. But if you say no, he has got no option but to honor your choice. He'll never force you or stampede into your life. So that's how I begin to approach that. It is the flip side, and it's very important.